So there she is, the beast. Well, she is to me anyway. Well, good morning on this rainy morning. I've had my bike a couple of weeks now. This is the Superduke 1290 GT. It's on the way for the first service, so that means one thing: I've done 550 miles. So here's my 550 mile review of the KTM Superduke 1290 GT. So what are my overall impressions after a couple of weeks and 550 miles on this new bike? No surprises, guys. It's a positive school report. Thoroughly enjoying the bike. It's exactly and everything that I'd hoped for and wished for. So yeah, big thumbs up. But just in a bit of detail, just to sort of share with you some thoughts. There are a couple of little things which not negatives, they're just issues I'm either just not used to yet or just find a little bit niggly. So let's start with them. So I think the first thing to report on is this TFT screen. So whilst the screen itself I think is amazing, and as you see now, because the light levels aren't too good this morning, it's gone into the black background mode. Linking it into the intercom, linking it into the phone, getting the My Ride app to work has been tedious, and to be honest with you, a little bit too tedious. But that's the only thing on that I sort of want to comment on. It might be a bit of user error on my side. It might be that this thing just isn't as easily to be paired with both an intercom and a phone at the same time. I don't know, but that's one thing. I'm hoping it will resolve itself when I maybe read the manual. The other thing is my rear brake pedal, or the brake stand. It's really low, so when you've got your foot on the right peg, to actually use the rear brake, not that I use it much at all unless I'm really braking hard, is you've got to really point your toes downwards to get access to it. So anyway, that will get resolved because the dealership, who are KD Motorcycles in Accrington, will adjust that and bring that up a little bit. And the other thing, final thing just to mention, is that even though they say there's a rear hugger on this bike, it serves no use nor purpose. It just sprays everything underneath. And as I've gone for the tail tidy and the smaller plate, there's no protection there. So I've ordered myself the Pyramid Plastics extension. I think it was about 35 quid off eBay. Still not sure what I'm going to do with that. I've seen a few videos and you've got to put rivets in it and all that type of stuff, which it didn't explain on the advert when I bought it. I thought it was actually just a click and use adhesive. The only other option I've got really is a product someone put on the Facebook group the other day of a carbon extended one, but it's the full unit. It's the chain guard. You've got to completely take the old one off. That's a bit of a job because the cables and rear brake cables and go through there, but plus the fact it was 200 and something euros. So they're the three things out the way. Right, so let's be positive. So what do I like about this bike? Right, let's start with the obvious one. This bloody engine is awesome. It's taken me a few ride outs just to get used to it. Coming from, all my riding sort of background is in 4-cylinder inline 1000cc bikes, 600 bikes, where you really just got to rev those things hard, and you get your power up at the top. A lot of the power is from sort of as low as 2,500, 3,000 up to about 6,000-7,000. So, but you've got to use the gears. 6 gears useless around town. It's really only a cruising, what I would call like an old override gear on the motorway. So 70-80 mile an hour. But to be honest with you, if you get this bike in 3rd, 4th, 5th gear, what a machine. It pulls your arms off. I love it, I love it, and I'm getting used to it now, and yeah, I'm starting to see what this bike's done. But even though I haven't been being a pussy riding it in its sort of running in period, I have been pushing it. I haven't been redlining it though, and I've sort of taken up to sort of 7,000-8,000 revs. It redlines at 10.5, 11, and from what I've heard from others, it pulls and pulls and pulls right up to your sort of 9,000-10,000. So I'm hoping to enjoy it more once I've hit that. Well, on this bike it's set, you don't change the gear change points etc until it does 623 miles, which I think is 1,000 kilometers. So looking forward to seeing what this beast can do. So yeah, loving that. Ergonomics, yeah, I've ridden this bike on other videos before I bought this, so I've done a sort of proper review of them. If you haven't seen the videos, check them out on the channel. But ergonomically it's really comfortable. I'm enjoying it insofar that, you know, on motorway speeds and 3-figure motorway speeds, it's like effortless. Even though it's not a GS, there's sufficient protection here with the adjustable screen. So yeah, really good. Happily do long journeys on this, which is the reason why I bought it. Do long journeys, quite a few tours, but also have fun blasting around the hills in Wales, Derbyshire and Yorkshire. So yeah, loving that. All the toys, the gadgets on it are lovely. Heated grips, which are on now, really effective. Heated seat, again, really effective. The Beamer heated seats were sort of, sometimes you felt they were on and they were good or okay, sometimes you just didn't feel anything coming through, and then you'd feel sort of waves of lukewarm heat. So these are a lot better. Heated seats, yeah, it's a bit more subdued. It's not as hot as the grips, but you wouldn't want that. And even though it's like the Ergo comfort seat, it's still quite firm. But you know, I've been out and done 250-mile rides, not had any issues with the comfort of the seat either. Switch gear, yeah, really good. Saying that, when the bike was PDI'd, it needed a new right hand assembly for the ignition and kill switch, but that was done anyway before I picked the bike up, so not an issue there. Don't envisage it being an issue. Brakes, really good, but you'd expect that from the Brembo M50 calipers. Suspension, so it's got the top end Apex, or high end I should say, Apex WP suspension, automatic. To be honest with you, other than a stretch on the motorway just to try it out when I put it into road and comfort, I've been riding this in sport mode on the suspension and sport map on the throttle, and it seems to be fine. It turns in nicely, yeah, really nice. I'm still considering whether to go for the track pack at 300 quid. It's a lot of money. I don't think I'll be tracking this bike anyway, but I think we're just going to sort of see how that one develops. What else? I'm enjoying the little cubby holes in here where you open up, you can put your keys, your phone, money, credit cards, all that type of stuff. Really good. What have I changed? Well, I'll tell you what, I've made a few mods to the bike. In fact, here's a little clip just showing you what I've done so far. So here's the bike. If we look at the front, we've got the road lock brake security system installed from the BMW S1000R previously. We have the EvoTech radiator guard, an absolute must for everyone riding bikes with an exposed radiator. Moving from the front of the bike rearward, we have the Garmin Zumo XT navigation system. Very good. Complements the inbuilt point-to-point TFT My Ride KTM app. I've installed the smart remote for my GoPro cameras. We have the KTM Power Parts heated comfort seat and we have the Pipeworks GP 200mm silencer, with and without baffle. This is without baffle now. And finishing off, we have the R&G tail tidy, just taking that monstrous rear apparatus and bracket that I just hate. So yeah, there's the KTM 1290 Superduke GT, 500 miles in, with some of the mods that I've already done. Alright, so there's something. If you stop the bike or you stall the bike and restart it just with the kill switch rather than the on-off switch, I've had 2 times now this general failure lamp come on. Now, whilst I'm not worried about it, because I've been told it's not an issue, it's just an issue. Oh, sorry, it doesn't reflect that there's a fault, it just reflects that there's a glitch in the software, and it resets just by turning the bike on and off. You would have thought for a £17,000 bike that I get sorted. So yeah, that's I suppose a 4th issue that I just want to share with you guys. Right, so you've seen the mods I've done on the bike. The key one, which is the one I'm most pleased about, is the end can I put on, the Pipeworks end can. So I'm going to put a little video on. Hopefully it'll pick out the what this thing sounds like when riding it. But no, I was going to go down the Austin Racing route, but I had an offer I couldn't refuse from the owner and MD of Pipeworks. So full disclosure there, he wanted to use the bike to do a video for his business showing the GP can on. He didn't have access to the bike from a dealership, so I lent him mine for a couple of days, and so he gave me a free can. So cancelled the Austin Racing order, and I'm really pleased with this so far. Not because it's cheap, but because it was cheap, but it sounds really good. It doesn't look too bad. I think I'd give it a 9 out of 10 in terms of, you know, the product. I'd give the Austin Racing 10 out of 10, but that's more of an aesthetic thing. I think just some of the engine, some of the way they mill the tips on the Austin Racing can is just so much nicer. I think you've got like a milled billet aluminium end piece to that. So yeah, so far on the 550 mile owner's review, really happy with it. Yeah, I'm just looking in the mirrors. There's another thing, these mirrors are superb. On most bikes I've had, one of the first things I've done is change the mirrors for 2 reasons. They vibrate like hell and they look shite. These look pretty cool, suit the bike, and just don't move. So really, really, really good. Other things I like the fact that all the switchgear at night is illuminated, so it's all backlit. All the buttons, all the controls, really, really good. What else? I think that's about it. The tyres, the Angel tyres, never used them before. So far so good, no dramas. Yeah, all good. So really happy so far. I was actually meant to go for a test ride the other day on the KTM 890 Duke R, which I did, and what a bloody fun machine that is. I thought it was going to bring you a great bit of video. Soft ollies here, went out, had a couple of hours on it on the Yorkshire moors, throwing it around. Didn't have the bloody microphone plugged in properly, so got all the video, no audio. So I'm going to see if Andrew at KD Motorcycles can sort me out for that again. And this, I just want to give a big shout out actually to KD Motorcycles. They are brilliant. Andrew, the manager there, what a solid guy. Really relaxed, no pushy salesman approach. Just a nice guy to sit down and have a blather with. Really interesting guy, good history, loves his bikes. I think he's got a lovely Royal Enfield that we saw the other day. He's tricking that all up, but give him a shout. He looked after me, did a nice deal for me on a Part X. Really happy to let you take the bikes out. I think I was a bit of a pain in the arse too, to be honest with you, because I took the GT out twice, I took the Adventure out, but he was no complaints from him. He was really happy to oblige, so give them a shout out. Big thumbs up to KD Motorcycles in Accrington. If you're in the northwest of England looking at KTM, go and give them a shout. Alright guys, so I think that's it from me. I'm going to pull over in a minute. I'm going to put the camera on the rear peg, and I'm going to see if I can get some nice footage of the end can for you. So listen, hope you're finding these vids agreeable. If you haven't already, subscribe and hit that like button and the bell if you want to get the videos coming through. I'll catch you later guys, enjoy your riding. That's something I'm definitely doing on this bike, and hopefully enjoy the sound of the exhaust. Speak soon, take care.